to another video. Today I'm going to talk about my iPad mini. I have had such a fun time using the iPad mini. I've also been using it with the Smart Folio case. And for me, this is my favourite Apple product that I own, and I'm going to tell you why. I previously had the M1 iPad Pro, and I did do videos on that. I actually went to drive 300 odd miles to buy it, and looking back, I think, why did I do that? That was like a device that was very much like bought before the software update was announced. There was all these rumours that Final Cut Pro was going to get a subscription model, and it was going to be coming to iPad and all this, and I thought, great, it's going to be amazing. And then this was before my MacBook Air, which I currently use and edit all my videos on. And I thought, you know what, I'll have an iPad which I can hopefully edit on, as well as use as an iPad, and then eventually when the big iMac comes out, that'll be my Mac. That didn't happen, of course. That didn't happen. And the iPad was very much bought and then never used. So I actually sold my iPad when the iPad mini came out, because the iPad mini for me is a perfect iPad. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The pencil side of things is a bit of a bonus. For me, I'm not a drawer, so straight away, if you want to draw, you definitely want to get a Pro because of the 120Hz display. You just want that more smoothness. That's just what I recommend. Also, the XDR display was incredible, but this, to have the bonus of just being able to write notes on this for work, I can. It's just, it just works. It just really, really works. Even now when I'm holding this in my hand, I'm filming a video on YouTube, I could theoretically put some notes on here and then just be talking and have my notes on my iPad. It's just the form factor is much nicer for me to hold, use, and also just fit more into my work stream alongside my MacBook Air, which does a lot of my editing and all that. And this is the extension of my MacBook Air now. This is the notepad when I'm actually working. I actually have my emails on here. With work, I'm actually using Microsoft Teams, so I have my Teams chats on here when I'm working on my display and stuff. So just all round, this is the extension device to my main device. What also is very interesting is, some of you may know, I'm an iPhone 13 Pro Max user. So I use the biggest iPhone and now the smallest iPad. You can tell, 6.7 inch screen here and a 7.9 inch screen here. They're obviously very, very similar. But what I find with myself is I'm actually using my phone less. When I'm in the house, my phone's very much just on my desk a lot of the time. And I'm just around the house using this. Now, this is something where I was debating getting the 5G model over the Wi-Fi only model. I did just decide to go for the Wi-Fi only model because, it is just a device that's in my house right now. I'm just around the house. I can just chill out on the settee, just relax. And, consume media. And that's what the iPad for me always has been. This form factor for me, though, is just perfect. And it just really, really defines what the iPad is. Don't get me wrong. There is some things that need to be addressed. Things like the bars on the side. The software side of things need to be changed. You can even see there where I've got 100% on my Apple Pencil. The percentage is not all the way there. So for me, there is some things there that need to be addressed, and probably they will be in the near future. It is unlike Apple, obviously, to do that for a launch of a product, but it is what it is. For me, it's not the end of the world. Yes, everything seems to be a bit more condensed and there's borders around, but it's not the end of the world. It's just a much more enjoyable experience. I have set my iPad up in multiple different views. I've got one screen here, which is just basically all media, so music, podcasts, and then social networks and stuff. Then I've got one with just apps and stuff. Then I've got a work one, so all my Office 365's apps, LinkedIn. I'm also using Google Keep for my notes, which is really, really good. I can take notes here, and then on the Google Keep website, they'll just appear. So that works really, really well. And then I've got a media consumption one here. So I've got the TV widget at the top. We've got some movies, news there, so some stories. And then obviously all my streaming apps are there. So they work really, really, really well. I'm having different screens for different purposes. The final screen then is a sports one for sports news based on Manchester United or the Premier League. And then I've got my streaming apps there for sports stuff. So I have got Wednesday and Thursday's data here in screen on time. And on Wednesday, I actually use my iPad 4 hours and 9 minutes. So there it is there. And then on Thursday, I used it 4 hours and 6 minutes. So an insane amount of hours there, just using the iPad as my, second device, if you will. For my phone, you can see there I used it for 2 hours and 44 minutes. And then on the Thursday, I used it for 2 hours and 1 minute. So I'm using my iPad basically 2 hours more than my phone. I'm using my iPad more than my phone. Obviously, those are 2 days where I was in the house, I was working. Even after work, I would just sit down and just go on TikTok, YouTube, Music and Safari are like my top used apps and stuff on here. I can't stress this enough though, this is like the TikTok machine. Like, that's one of the most enjoyable apps I have on this. I'm also finding that with the Smart Folio, it does give me a bit more grip, and it's also a nice experience to use when you're like lying in bed. So like you're on your side or something, you know, and you can hold it there. You can also rest it on your bed and use it. And it's just all round a nice experience to use this iPad. I absolutely love it. And, you know, I would recommend anyone checks this out in the Apple Store for like how much it's worth. It's just fantastic. You know, I don't notice the like 120 hertz on my phone and the 60 hertz on the iPad. Like, I don't really notice that. It's far superior to any iPad I've had before, and I just like that it's a much more personal experience for me. Marry that with like AirPods, and I can like watch YouTube videos, etc., and like TikToks, and I just feel like all around I've got a bigger display to view Instagram and view Facebook, etc., but also it's still personal and not too clunky like the other iPads are. For me, you know, a 9.7 inch iPad was like the maximum, which is obviously the normal size, like the iPad Air size. But when you get any bigger than that, for me, I think it's just too big. As long as it's in that form factor, then yeah. But this is great. And as I say, I'm using the biggest iPhone and the smallest iPad, and they work really, really well. So guys, what is your thoughts on the iPad mini? Have you tried it out? Have you like gone to the Apple Store and seen it? You may even have one. Let me know your thoughts down below, because I really want to know what you guys think of it. You know, switching from the M1 iPad Pro is a big jump, but it's been for the better for me, and I've also saved some money and got cash in the bank, so always winning. So there you go. There is my journey of this iPad. So there is my journey with this iPad mini. I can't wait to delve further into it, and I will give you an update if I'm finding any more use cases for it. I will do a second video following on from this. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and of course I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.